Is the American dream dead? What is the American dream? Well, the American dream is that every person has the freedom and opportunity to succeed and attain a better life. And how can you attain a better life if you're paying your landlord's mortgage or if you're in a house that's not the right fit for you? My name is Ben Dings, and I am your licensed Atlanta real estate expert. And I come out with new videos every single week featuring Atlanta community tours, along with giving you insights into the local real estate market. So be sure to subscribe so that you never miss a thing. And I get phone calls, text messages, and emails every single day from people moving and relocating here, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking of moving anywhere in the Atlanta area, be sure to reach out to me or check out my website at www.ben.searchlikeabroker.com, because I am your Atlanta real estate agent. Stick around, because in this video, we're going to a new construction community in Carrollton, Georgia to check out a few homes, and we're talking about for how so many people the American dream is just that, a dream. But you're not the type to give up that easy and accept it. You're here watching this video because you want to turn that dream of being a homeowner into a reality. And I'm here to tell you how to make it happen. So stay tuned, because you're not going to want to miss this. All right, guys, today we are in Hidden Hills by Chisel Mill in Carrollton, Georgia. This is in the Mount Zion Elementary, Mount Zion Middle, and you guessed it, Mount Zion High School districts. Homes in this community are starting out in the 270s, and they only are going up to the 290s. So there's really good prices on these homes right now. Check out my website to see what they're going for right now at this moment. But at filming of this video, right now we're starting at the 270s, so it's a great deal. Homes are starting out in the 1,200 square foot range. They're going into the 1,300s. They got all their floor plans are 3-bedroom and 2 baths. As you can see, there are no garages on this, so that is a compromise, but that's what we're going to talk about today a little bit, is compromises. There is an HOA in this community. It's only $250 per year for the HOA. So just for, maintenance around the common areas, and also to make sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to with their yards and stuff. That's mainly what it's for. So it's not that big of a deal when it comes to only $250 a month. Break that over 12 months. So you're only talking a few bucks here and there each month. If you're, like I said, if you're interested in these homes, check them out on my website, www.searchlikeabroker.com. So today's topic that we're getting into is the American dream. We've talked about in the intro what the American dream is, but so many people are saying now that the American dream is dead, that home prices are too high, home prices are unaffordable for people, that you can't get a home anymore, that even people starting out, I've seen the memes where you've got the 20-year-old kid from the 80s, your mom and dad bought a house for $15,000, and now you're 30 years old, still living at your parents' house or still renting, and homes are 250, 350 up in the Georgia area. So that's why people are saying that the American dream is dying or dead when it comes to being a homeowner. I'm here to say that with a workable plan, you can still attain home ownership. People that are trying to set up a plan that's not a workable plan, those are the ones that are failing. That's how you get into the realm of it's not affordable. Well, you're just not looking in the right place, possibly, or we're not setting you up to succeed. I've heard several people, I've talked to several people on the phone, and whenever we get on the phone, we don't have a workable plan in place. So what do we do to get there? Let's talk about it. But this first home here is the Brandon. It is a 1,200 square foot plan, 3-bedroom, 2 baths. There's no garage on this home, as you can see, and we already talked about. But yeah, that's this home. Enjoy it. Let's get into affordability for homes. There's 2 main camps when it comes to real estate and when people say that homes are overpriced or a home is overpriced. If you think a home is overpriced, that's perfectly fine. That's your opinion. There's homes that I've gone into that you couldn't pay me to live in. So in my opinion, that home was overpriced for me, not for everyone, but for me, it was overpriced. Yes, I've gone into homes and I've seen homes listed that were overpriced, but this isn't a consistent thing for every home on the market. If you see a home, and this is Camp One, if you see a home that's overpriced, that's okay. That's just not your taste. But if you see every home in the price range that you're looking at and you feel that it's overpriced, that's when there's a problem. And that means that you're not set up for success if that's your budget. We'll talk more about how to get a workable plan in the next house. But this first house, we're going to talk about the two groups. So the first group, like I said, is if you see one house that you don't like, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I've gone into homes like that all the time that I'm like, you couldn't pay me to live here. This house isn't worth $1. And to me, it's overpriced. Well, the appraiser is still appraising it and saying this is the value of it. If it goes under contract and you're not paying cash, if you're getting a loan, conventional, FHA, USDA, VA, whatever type of loan, the bank is going to send in an appraiser. In most cases, every now and then you'll do a desk appraisal. You're putting down so much that you won't need an appraisal. But in most cases, if you're getting a loan, you'll need an appraisal. And the appraiser will come out who is hired by the bank, doesn't work for the bank. They're an independent appraiser. Technically, they get more money the more homes that they appraise. So if they don't appraise a home, if it doesn't appraise for value, then they get to come back out later and appraise it again. So really, it benefits them to do that, but that's not how it's working. I'm not seeing homes in every instance that are not appraising. Every now and then you'll come across one, we'll renegotiate in most cases, and then we'll move on. But right now in the market, I told you a couple weeks ago I had 6 homes under contract. Of those 6, 2 of them at least, so far, we have a couple that haven't gone through appraisal yet, but 2 of them so far appraised for undervalue. So we were able to strategize and to be able to use that to our advantage to where we were actually able to get some more closing costs to help. Yeah, their payment's a little bit higher. So I'll give an example, not the actual numbers, but let's just say the house was $300,000. It appraised for $305,000. We were under contract at $300,000. And when it appraised at $305,000, we increased the amount to $305,000, but then we asked for $5,000 in closing costs from the seller. So they still balanced out, but my seller was able to save money at the closing table. Yeah, they have to pay a little bit more each month, but they weighed their options. They felt like they were able to then take that extra $5,000 and go buy some new furniture for the house or whatever. So that there's things that we can do, but that proves my point that homes are appraising, and not only are they appraising, they're appraising for less than what they're on the market for right now. So the argument of homes are overpriced, in the eyes of a licensed appraiser whose job is to value homes, in some cases is lower than what's being listed right now. So like I said, if you have one home that you see that you don't like, that's fine. But if there's every single home, like if you have a $300,000 budget and none of the homes that you like are right, then that's where the problem lies. Right now, if you're in that boat, so a healthy market, they go by inventory by months for real estate. So if you have 6 months worth of inventory, then you have a completely balanced market, a healthy, balanced market. When things went crazy, we had less than a 1 month's supply of homes. Right now, we are at 2.8 for the Atlanta market. So we are still well below what a healthy market is. The supply is very low and the demand is still there. Yes, interest rates are still high, but like I've told you before, we've got workarounds for that. We can ask for closing costs to help buy down the rates. We can do what we said earlier when it comes to when the home comes and appraises, you can use those closing costs to help buy down your rates up. Then whenever interest rates go down even more, you can refinance and get it even lower. It's getting tougher every day in the Atlanta market for people because prices are still going up every day. In a healthy market, it's a real estate investment. When you buy a home, the value of that home continues to go up. So the longer that you wait, the more expensive it's going to be for you to get a home. And that is what happens. And then that's when you get priced out of the market. If you can create a workable plan, which I'm here to help you with in the next home, we'll talk about the workable plan. But if you don't create a workable plan now, then you're going to have to compromise more on what you want in the future than if you get now. Yes, there are chances that the market can go down. I don't have a crystal ball. People have been talking for 3 years, almost 4 years now, that the market's going to tank. And what has it done? It's gone up more and more and more. And there is going to be a ceiling at some point, but at that point, you should be in your home, secure, safe, and not be out there for this huge bum rush of homes. If the market does anything at all, and keep in mind, I don't have a crystal ball, but if for some reason it did crash, which all signs are pointing that it's not, we're just going to get back to a healthier market. Even your big gurus in real estate that have been doing it forever, have written books and everything, huge experts, they expect home prices they expect them to still increase in value year over year, but it'll only increase 1 to 2 years. If you buy a home now, you should plan to stay in your home about 7 years. 7 years, even if the market tanks, it'll recover and you will still have value in your home. So that's the main thing, is understanding this is a real estate investment. That's why we make sure that it's a 7 or higher, because you want to make sure that it's going to last long term for you. And then in 7 years, when it's a 4 or 5, you're ready to move. Okay. So here's the second home here. This is the Joey floor plan. It's almost 1,300 square foot. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Again, there's no garage. So compromise. I keep using that word, compromise. And that's because I'm getting ahead of myself. The first thing to do, and if you watched my video last week, the first thing that you need to do to understand where you stand with the market to even begin a workable plan, first, you call me. That's step 1, is hire a full-time agent. Step 2 is speak with a lender and get pre-approved. So in step 2, you'll find out your budget. And I've said in the past, your budget isn't just the number that they give you. You talk to them and then you tell them, hey, I appreciate that, but I want my monthly payment to be this. And then they'll give you that number. And that's the number that you want to use and to have a good game plan going. Sometimes you may have to stretch it a little bit thinner than you want. We don't want you on a beanie weenie and ramen diet, but then we can also figure out ways, okay, this is how much it's going to be a month for this exact, for this price. But what if we buy down the rate? If this house has been sitting on the market a little bit, hey, what if we call your lender and we see if we can buy down the rate? How much would we have to ask the seller for to buy down the rate? And then how much would your monthly payments be? That's a big deal. That can change things tremendously. That can make it to where a home is not affordable to where it is affordable. I've done this for several people recently, so it's something that you can do and get out ahead of all these people that are saying, I'm waiting for interest rates to go down. I'm getting people interest rates lower than what everyone else is getting right now because I'm asking those questions and we're solving those problems together. So that's step 1, speak with a lender. The next thing is compromises. What I've been talking about, what I almost got ahead of myself with earlier, is compromises. This home has compromises. It's under $300,000 though when it's a brand new home. One compromise could be you don't need to get a brand new home, but with a brand new home, sometimes come issues. Yeah, sometimes you get them with new homes too, But with a brand new home, it's kind of like a car. There's less things that can go wrong with it. You still have to do maintenance to it, but maybe the water heater isn't about to go out in a year because it's a brand new water heater, or the roof isn't going to need replaced in 5 years because it's a brand new roof. Those things matter in the long run, and you're making an investment that's gonna, like I said, should last about 7 years. Some sooner, some only a few years, some longer, some 20 years, 30 years, until the day they die, they're staying in that house. But you still want to make a smart decision. So a new house could be one. In this case here, a garage is a compromise. I talked to so many people that want a basement. Well, basements are $50-ish thousand more, $60, $80, $90,000 more, depending on the square footage. That's a huge difference. I mean, and I'm talking $50,000 for $60,000 for an unfinished basement. So would you rather have a basement that you're only going to be able to use for storage until you spend more money on it, which you can get if you can afford a basement, more power to you. But if you can't afford a basement and you need that living space, like if you need 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, then you need to maybe consider having a compromise to get a better house if you can't find something in the market that you're looking for and the price point you're looking for. Another thing is a pool or an island. We're looking at some of these homes here. They have galley kitchens. This floor plan here is a galley kitchen. I know that it's not the most desirable thing, but you are starting your process at being a homeowner. You're not paying your landlord's mortgage. That $2,000 plus, give or take, a month that you're paying in rent will now be turned into an investment that you're paying off your house, that whenever you go to buy a new house, that's money that you're basically technically saving in a way, when you think about it, to go buy your next house. When you're paying your landlord, that's $2,000 that you're throwing away each month. You want to get in, and that's how you go from the starter home at $250,000, then you move up to your $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $500,000, $750,000, million plus homes. You got to start out somewhere. People don't start out unless you are a celebrity overnight sensation in a very unique situation to where your first home is $1 million plus home. You work up to it. And that's part of the dream too, is having that giant home, but you have to start somewhere. It's just like, you can't pray to win the lottery. If you don't buy a lottery ticket, you're never going to win. Okay. So it's the same thing with this. You got to start somewhere, and sometimes you have to compromise. So now that you've started now that you've reassessed your needs, your wants, and your deal breakers, which we talked about, the next step is location. If we're in an area where the median price point is $500,000, like Sonoya, it's a lot tougher to find a home that fits your needs if you're only at a $300,000 price point in Sonoya. Drive a little bit further, and I know that stinks, but again, what stinks more? Renting or being in a house that's too small, or just driving an extra 15, 20 minutes? Let's say, like, Sonoya is the example. If you're looking in Sonoya and you can't find what you're looking for, why not look in Griffin? Why not look in Moreland, Hogansville? It's part of Sonoya is in Meriwether County. Meriwether County is cheaper than Coweta County. If you want to live in Johns Creek, for example, that's $700,000 for a median price for a brand new home. Maybe let's look a little bit outside of Johns Creek. Just because everyone can have the dream of wanting to live places, and that's totally fine. I have dreams too of where I want to be, the house that I want to have. Last week's video, I told you exactly where I wanted to be. But I'm going to get there eventually. I'm not there yet, but I'll get there. And to get there, you have to start somewhere. And starting somewhere is with one step, one step at a time. Get to the next next home that works for you. And if it's a credit thing, like if you need to work on your credit, there's some stuff lingering around, that's okay. Things happen. Things happen to people all the time. There's not a problem with that. Let me put you in touch with the lender, and they can help you create a workable plan for your lending to get you to where you need to be. So let's recap. If you are feeling that you are completely priced out of a market, first make sure that no homes meet what you're looking for. Because if you can find a home here and there, that's everyone. If you can find a home here and there that is in the price range you're looking for, that you like, then you're okay. But if you cannot find a home, I've talked to people that they've been looking for 2 years and they can't find anything. That's because they're trying to work a plan that's not workable. So the goal here is to make sure to get a workable plan in place. So what do? We talk to our lender. After we talk to our lender, we reassess our needs, our wants, and our deal breakers. Then we reassess our location. And then hopefully at that point, we find you a home. So now that you've got just a taste of Hidden Hills in Carrollton, Georgia by Chisel Mill, and have a better understanding of how you can attain the American dream, are you ready to consider making a move here? I'll be happy to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So reach out to me today. My contact information is below and in the description, so reach out anytime or visit my website at ben.searchlikeabroker.com. Remember, I come out with new videos every week with exclusive Atlanta community tours and everything that you need to know when buying a home in Georgia. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to leave a comment on where you'd like to see me next.